Alright, you guys, welcome to our Q&A video. First off, thank you very much for being patient and waiting for this video. It took us a couple days. If you've watched our previous vlog about us finding a new host, you'll know why. It took us a little bit of extra time to get this out, so again, apologies for that. And also, apologies for the quality of the audio. I think I left my microphone there. But it's okay because I was planning to get a new microphone anyways. So, c'est la vie. Q&A. We have your questions here. It's a little weird that people have questions for us. I mean, yes, we've been traveling a long time. Yes, we know all about budget travel, but it still feels weird, wouldn't you say, to like, just, I don't know, to be doling out advice on it?
No, not weird.
Not weird?
No, I do it all the time.
That's true. People ask Ashley all the time because she knows.
I'm like a travel agent.
So we have a few questions here. This one's from Angie. The question is very simply, how to travel on a small, almost non-existent budget?
We are doing work stays, so that really helps out. Usually we work about 3 weeks out of a month, and then we have a week where we travel. So that week is where we can spend our non-existent or very little budget.
Yeah.
But the rest of the time we don't really spend anything. When we're on the farm, we're just on the farm. I mean, we don't have really any transportation, so going anywhere is very difficult. Work stays are great. Couch surfing is amazing for people who don't have a budget because people will house you without you needing to pay them, I guess. So
you're basically you're making friends as you go with couch surfing.
Yeah, couch surfing is a great way, although in large cities it's much harder to find people to keep you.
Yeah. There's also a lot of options. If you're traveling long term, budget can be a little difficult just because the longer you're not working, the more money you have to spend. I mean, if you're not bringing money in, you're obviously spending money.
Yeah.
But you can get jobs if you're planning to do it long term. You can get a work visa. We just aren't doing it that way. And that way you can live in a city and genuinely get to know it. It's not as glamorous as traveling the world, staying in luxury suites, driving fast cars, but you get to see the world. And that's pretty cool.
There are tons of websites that can help you out with traveling with a very small budget, as well as getting jobs, or if you have like a year off, a gap year between high school and college. There are a lot of opportunities, or websites, organizations that can help you set up a trip.
Cool. All right, next question from Julianne. If I'm not making a steady income, how can I pay for this? I don't want to go just for the sake of going. I want to have a purpose about it. I think this is kind of like a good follow-up question to the first one. If you're going for a long time and you don't have a steady income, you're gonna need to go cheap. Work stays are a great way to do it. As we mentioned, Workaway and HelpX are awesome websites. You can do it couch surfing, and you can also get jobs while you go. Like, you can go work somewhere else. I know this might sound crazy, but around the world, people live and work not just in your hometown in the US. So you can do it too. Like, all you gotta do is get up and move. That's crazy, and it's crazy bold, and you have to be a little crazy to do it, but you can get up and just leave and go somewhere else.
I think the purpose part for us is right now serving people and helping people. So that's our purpose and the reason why we felt we could come and do this and feel fulfilled by it. But there are a lot of other opportunities, like if you like certain things and you like, say photography is your thing, traveling is great for photography, and you might feel your purpose is in that. There are just lots of opportunities to feel fulfilled.
Next question, Austin. Bob. He wants to know the best place in Ireland and how to plan a trip overseas. Best place in Ireland? I don't know. I mean, Glasgow is pretty cool.
I like Cork a lot, and it's a city.
Ashley likes Cork.
Or kind of a city.
That's sort of like asking who your favorite child is. It's like,
it's so funny because like their cities are like small towns, you know, small to us.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Cork was really nice.
I like Cork. It was very Corky.
Yeah. And honestly, Cork is really close to Blarney Castle. I don't know, unless you're really into beer and whiskeys and the bar scene and maybe some historical stuff.
Who isn't interested in all that?
Who isn't? Dublin is, or did I say Glasgow before?
Yeah, you said you like Glasgow.
Oh, I meant Dublin. But still, Glasgow, is that in Ireland? I'm really bad at this. Okay, and Dublin as well. So yeah, and how to plan a trip overseas? You can do a lot of research and plan out to detail, and that just takes time. You need to Google a lot, find hotels. You need to find how to get from the airport to the hotel, all these little things. You can plan it. Or if you want to have an adventure, you can kind of just show up and figure it out.
I like to do it that way because planning everything specifically takes a lot of time and effort, and since we're not doing things where we have to price match like a ton of stuff, the only thing that I spend a lot of time is housing and transportation. So I search and search for the best way to get housing and transportation at the cheapest costs. But then once I'm in a city, I'll go to an information booth or something where they will show me the fun things to do around the city. It's super easy to do that, and that's just when you are traveling.
All right, hopefully too much of that wasn't cut off. I forgot to clear the memory card, so we ran out of space. Memory card cleared. Continue with the questions. This one is from Lynette. Well, I'd love to travel, but having 2 kids under 3 makes things difficult. I can imagine. You'll notice that we don't have children.
No.
I love that you want to travel, but we don't have children specifically because we knew it would be difficult to travel.
I think you could still do it,
Yes.
but it would definitely be difficult, especially with 2 children. Like short-term trips, great, yes, but a long-term trip around Europe would be much more difficult. As the way we're traveling, people with work stays most likely will not take people with children.
It's much harder to find a work stay when you have children. I will say, however, the people that I do know that travel, oftentimes they'll get a boat and they'll sail around the world. I mean, that might sound crazy, especially if you are motion sickness or whatever, but people do that. Also, people just get a job somewhere else and they move somewhere for 6 months or a year. I know people they moved to Paris and they got a job and they worked and lived in Paris with children for a year, and then they came back and moved to like Ohio or something just because they wanted to be in Paris. Yeah,
it's better for children to be in a place for a long period of time rather than skip around like we're doing. So when we do have children, I would like to travel shorter term areas and have definitely a home base for our children to feel comfortable and relaxed at.
Maybe in a year or 2 we'll have better advice for how to travel with children, but for now, I'm sorry.
A year or 2?
I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying, I'm just saying maybe, because it takes at least 9 months to have a child, so if we started tonight, it would be a little while. We're not starting tonight.
We're staying in a hostel.
Okay. This one is from Ashley. Oh, this is one of your work friends.
Yeah.
She wants to know, let's see, can we shed some light on how we organized our finances and what programs we're involved with to help you travel? We mentioned that before. Finances, we are using some of our tax return, and we're using HelpX and Workaway to find work stays, basically. That's pretty simple.
Yeah, we sold everything to go on this trip, so we are using that money as well.
What do you need?
Like car money and different things.
We've been living for 5 months out of our bags anyway, so what do you really need anyways?
Yeah.
Next question. Oh, this is from John Regis Stockton. Question for your Q&A. Would you guys be interested in living in one of my tiny/micro houses near my tiny house factory to vlog your experience in the Pacific Northwest once you finish your world tour? Well, I wish we were going around the world, and we may in fact be going back to the Pacific Northwest. And in fact, Ashley was just saying how much she would love a tiny home.
I would love a tiny home.
Maybe, John. We'll have to talk about that.
Yeah, we need
depends
more
how cute it is.
Yeah, it
depends how cute.
A tiny home is very, very tempting.
It is very tempting.
And we love the Pacific Northwest.
And we love Pac Norois, as they say.
And we're really good at vlogging, so...
Clearly. Continuing with the Q&A, Shanna Carroll says, did you remember the raincoat? Yes, I remember the raincoat back at the farm. Thank you so much for asking.
Yeah!
Yes, I got it. Even though I think I just left my microphone at our other host.
Somewhere, yeah.
Oh well, can't find it.
Sometimes you just lose things while you're traveling.
But
I watch these other vloggers, they lose something all the time.
I feel like we're doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, next question, Natasha J.
Will you guys continue vlogging when you finish traveling? Finish traveling?
What's that? I don't understand. How do you finish traveling?
I understand what you're saying. And is it hard taking
so.
all the belongings in a minimal luggage? I thought it would be at first, but...
it was very hard for her at first.
Yeah. But I'm getting used to it. It's getting better. And We do hope to continue traveling in the future. We just do want a home base that we'll be at for a little while, and
maybe our tiny home. I don't know. Okay, I'll speak to the minimal belonging, saying I personally subscribe to the whole minimalism thing. I like to call it maximalism, making the most of whatever you have. Basically, I love having things and having lots of little things, but I like quality, so I get quality. I have one pair of jeans. I've had them for 9 months. They look almost brand new. Ashley thinks it's disgusting because I only have one pair of jeans. But I have really nice leather shoes that I bought. They're several $100s, but they look great and they clean up and they'll last me for another 10 years. I get quality things, and for me, that's how I make.
He's not normal. I am more than normal, where it's difficult, and it was difficult to only have a few pair of shoes and no jewelry, and you know, it was hard. It's hard, but now I am getting used to it. I guess you have to when you're traveling and living this way. Nathan TV says, "How long have you been doing YouTube for, and what made you do it?"
First off, we know you are Scottish because you said use.
Yeah, I love that. I didn't do it with a good accent though.
How long have you been doing YouTube for, and what made you just do it?
Yeah, that's good. Anyhow, YouTube. How long have we done YouTube? Since we left.
Yeah, since December, November even. No. I've been making movies for a long time, but I don't think that counts. And I also did video game stuff for about a year before we left. I don't think that counts. We've been vlogging together since like November.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, it's a pretty new thing. Why we started doing it was it's a great way to keep memories.
Yeah.
I like that.
Originally, we were just going to travel for fun, but I need a purpose, something to do. So I said, I'm going to do a website. And Ash is like, I want to do videos. And so that's the thing that we've actually done the most is the videos.
Yeah.
So that's
been consistent, which is good. It's not easy to do.
Yeah.
Janelle says, "What exactly did you bring/pack for your trip? I'm fascinated with how you have brought so little with you. Would love a video of that." We would like to do a specific video on what we are traveling with at the moment, so hopefully we'll be able to do that soon when we're at our new work stay.
Yeah, we have a little space and time.
Yeah, and so what I started with is not what I have now. A lot of things have changed, and I have realized a lot of things aren't as necessary as I thought in the beginning. Well, I no longer have my big chunky boots that I brought on the trip, which I did use them
and now
quite a bit.
Destroyed.
Yeah, so they weren't well made, but I also have fewer pairs of pants. I don't have my, what are the warmer things called? Thermals that we started with because it's not as cold as it was when we started, and they're pretty cheap, so we can just buy them when it gets cold again.
You have less makeup?
Oh, I have way less bathroom supplies. I couldn't even close my bathroom thing when we left. Carly tried to help me close it and she couldn't even do it. So now I have an itty bitty little thing where I just have one eyeliner, one mascara, and a few little eyeshadows, and that's it.
Would you say that's enough?
That's enough for me.
All right. Next question. Sombrero Monkey. This is our friend Aiden. How did you end up packing the drone with your luggage? I think we should do a video on that as well. But basically, I was gonna tear it down, and we were sort of in a hurry, and I was fiddling with the screws and stuff, and I thought to myself, I'm gonna break this because I'm in a hurry. So I finally found a way to sort of stuff it into my backpack, and I jammed clothes and other soft things around it so it wouldn't get smashed up too much, and I'm just really careful with it for now. It's not ideal, but I have it literally in my backpack.
Along with packing, Josh has all the electronics in his bags. So I have a little extra room for all my things.
Ashley is mostly clothes, and I don't even know what. That thing is huge.
Yeah.
My bags are smaller, and I'm carrying all the electronics.
Yeah.
Damn, it feels good to be a gangster.
We'll show you what we have in our bags.
In a coming video, hopefully.
Sheree Brown.
My little sissy.
Nico Shanae Sheree May Brown. What's your favorite place you've been to, and what is your least favorite place you've been to? My favorite is very easy. Venice is hands down my favorite place.
Gorgeous!
It's amazing, and I would literally live there for my life if I could. It's so cool. Your favorite?
My favorite? Oh man. That's tough.
Okay, we'll go to my least favorite then. I don't like Rome. Rome is my least favorite place. I did not I mean, it was a okay time there, but I'm still a little pissed about the Colosseum, and it just was not my favorite place.
Yeah.
It's a huge city, and so I think it's really overwhelming. I like smaller cities where I can travel around and see things easily.
It's a real and big city, and if you're just visiting there just to see sights, I guess that's fine, but we're trying to do it on a budget, and so everything is a little frustrating. We got turned around so much there. Just the whole experience was frustrating in Rome.
I think that added to it.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with Rome, I'm sure, but it's just my least favorite that we've been to.
For those reasons.
You didn't answer.
I don't know what my favorite place is yet. Maybe I haven't been there. Addie Sherman, what's been your favorite food, and what's the most important thing you've learned so far? Favorite food? Honestly, I really like bread. And we had, it's the funniest thing, but in Germany, not in Germany, with the German lady in Greece, we had bread with meat and cheese for breakfast every morning, and I loved that.
Oh my gosh,
that's probably lame, but I really liked it.
It's lame. My favorite thing, I think, is Italy. The cannolis. Oh, so good. Cannolis are so good.
They're good.
And gelato. Oh, yeah.
Okay, I will say, in Italy, I really liked that coffee was super cheap.
Give me ice cream and I'll be happy.
What have we learned so far? The most important thing? For me, I'd say just how much I rely and depend on Ashley. I mean, really, for this trip, she does almost all the planning, like 99.9% of the planning, and I'm usually on the computer doing something with the channel or the website, or sometimes just goofing off, and she's planning so much of it.
Thanks, hon. I learned a lot. I don't know, that's a hard one. The most important thing. I think that I've learned that everybody's different, but everyone's human. So when we go to every country, a lot of the countries are kind of in the same situations with their governments in different ways and stuff. And so the world is all in kind of like a similar situation, and everybody's going through it and learning about it. And I just like that everybody's different. And even with our hosts, we've had very different hosts. Very different people, but they're all amazing in a certain way and have a little piece of my heart. Is it Shanna or Shauna Carol? Carol is a very Irish name.
I think it is.
So, are you Irish? She asks, where else do we plan to go? So, our plan is next month. I have not set up our work stay yet.
We don't know.
I have not had time to do that. But we plan on going to either England or Wales. And then from there we go to Denmark in July. Then I'm planning on hopefully going to Norway for a week-ish
We
to
have some
visit
friends.
some friends. Then Germany would be great in August, but the Netherlands and Belgium would be also wonderful. So do plan on also going to the Netherlands, Belgium, because I have a friend in Netherlands, Belgium. I want to eat waffles and chocolate, and then down to France.
We have to go to France.
France, I think in September is the plan.
Yeah, and then possibly Poland. Possibly like Romania. We're not sure the exact plans. We had an original list of 12 countries, and
we've stuck to them.
We've stuck to them so far.
Yeah.
But now it's getting a little tricky with the visa situation because we can only be in the EU for a certain amount of time on tourist visas, and because of the year, we have to make sure that we're out of the Schengen area in the EU for a certain period of time. That's why we're in the UK right now, because we're not legally allowed to be in the EU on tourist visas right now.
So we need to stay in the EU until the end of June.
Something like that. Those are the countries that we have on our list so far. And the next is, that's the last question. We have a photo of Ashley with a cute ice cream cone. Thank you guys for watching our Q&A. I'm sure this is long, and hopefully it's not too boring. These are the questions you asked, and we're really excited to answer them.
If it pops up any other questions, just let us know in the bottom comments, and then we'll try to answer those again in another Q&A or in one of our videos that we're going to do hopefully soon, like the packing one or some other ones that we've been thinking about.
So I'll say, I really hope that this video has been encouraging to you guys. We don't have a massive budget, and you probably don't either. You can travel the world, and Europe is probably the most expensive place to do it. You can go to Asia, you can go to like South America, cheap places.
Yeah.
You just gotta have a heart for adventure and be willing to sort of be a little bit risky. It's not incredible, it's not dangerous necessarily, but you have to risk You know, like you might quit your job. You might take time off for 6 months. Some places will let you do that. You can travel the world too, and I hope this has been a little bit encouraging to you guys.
Did you explain what a gumball is?
I just did right now.
Okay.
It's a bunch of cool cars, and they're racing across Europe.
Whoa, that was close. Yep, let's check them out.
All right. That's just a preview. A lot more to come.
Are there?
I think so.
I don't know how many are in. Did you see how many are in that thing?
Several.
Boys are crazy running up.
It's called car spotting, Ashley. It's a big thing now.
Car spotting, what do you mean?
Yeah.